Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And welcome to XO Sports Talk, episode 67. We have Terry, 49ers fan. How are you, T?
Doing good, man. Doing great.
Yeah. Nobody want to hear all that. Brian, little brother, how are you?
I'm good. Not too bad. Old saying of our father. Just hitting and missing. That's what he would say all the time.
There was another part to it.
Yeah, it was another part.
Mostly missing.
Yeah.
Mostly missing. Terry, tell me about that subscribe button, if you please.
XO Sports Talk would like to welcome everybody to tonight's show. We want to thank all our current viewers and listeners and subscribers for their support. For those of you checking us out for the first time, we're currently streaming on all your favorite podcast platforms. If you're watching the show on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and gently tap that notification bell so you can hear us discuss some of the latest news going on in the world of sports. And if you like what you hear from the channel, please share it with your friends so they could spread the word. And as always, feel free to join in on the live chat where you can post your comments, or you can call 475-221-5006 to join in on the conversation.
Yeah.
All right.
T said gently tap that notification bell. Almost
gently,
sound like Babyface. It sound like Babyface did. Like he does sing a song.
Let's go hit it out
of the tough day at work. I don't want anybody. Just hit it. Just make sure you hit it. That's all. Don't miss it. Hit it.
Around the bases, Major League Baseball talk. Guys, one of the hottest topics right now in baseball is Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees sitting on 60 home runs. He's also has an opportunity to also get the Triple Crown in baseball. Terry, do you think he's got a chance to accomplish all three?
Yeah, I think he's got a good shot. I want to see him get not only 61 but 62. I think right now, what is he? He's leading the league in home runs and ribbies, and I think he's battling for the batting average right now with, I think one of the players is from Boston and the other one's from the Twins. Is that right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I think he can get it. I want him to get it. This is another historical moment in baseball that I could tell, I don't know, my grandkids one day. I was there for that. So.
Brian.
Yeah, it is always good as a sports fan to see, some history being broken or being close to being broken. It's a little bittersweet, but I know people really don't consider the bonds, but Aaron Judge is doing something that we haven't seen in a player in a while. So I got to give him his credit and his accolades for what he's doing. I know we had talked a little bit before about MVP between him and Ohtani, and I think with this will put him in the forefront for that. If he was to get this, even not getting it, but just to be in the hunt of that, I think just puts him up there to getting that. And not to take anything from what Ohtani's doing, though.
I think if Aaron Judge wasn't going for not only batting average, home run and RBI, and setting the record for 61 home runs, which is basically the mark for what Roger Maris did. I'd give it to Ohtani. But to see Aaron Judge bring everything together, you got to give it to him. And I'm not saying it as a Yankee fan, but when's the last time you've seen the guy go for the Triple Crown in baseball?
Yeah.
It's a very long time. And I hope he holds on to it. I hope he hits he's sitting on 60 right now, and I hope he hits 10 home runs against the Red Sox this weekend. Nothing personal to the Red Sox fans. I am a Yankee guy, and it's our guy doing it. But what I am afraid of is the Yankees bet on Aaron Judge not performing well this year, and that can come back to bite them. And I would not be surprised if the Boston Red Sox is standing right there saying, "We won't do that to you. We'll treat you nice here in Boston."
Yeah, I can't let him go now. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You know what?
He named his price.
They should have never played around with him.
They put their own self in this predicament.
Exactly. So we'll keep an eye on that. But
so I got a quick question.
Yep.
Just looking at your background picture, if Aaron Judge is if he's able to pull this off, Triple Crown, and get the tie the record or break the record, where do you put? And I know he's still young, but do you put him on that Mount Rushmore of Yankees behind you in your background?
No. Nope. Because right behind me you have Jorge Posada, Mariano Rivera, Derek Jeter, and Andy Pettitte. Out of the two are Hall of Famers.
Yeah,
Mariano Rivera and Derek Jeter. Jorge Posada was a good offensive hitter as a catcher. His catching ability was very questioned by some. Andy Pettitte, with not having a good fastball, but had an awesome cutter. So, and the biggest thing for Andy Pettitte, when it was time for the money, Andy Pettitte showed up.
Yeah.
And so, and right about now, it's really Stanton that has more history in the playoffs than Judge. I mean, Carlos Stanton, the big man with the big bat, has performed well in the playoffs against Boston and a couple other teams. So, and Judge has been okay. So those you can't put them up there until you win some rings and you do it on the big stage. So I just can't because you have nice stats during the regular season. Yankee fans want to see it in the playoffs, and they want the rings. No rings, they'll just say you had a nice career and move on.
Yeah, that's all that matters in New York is rings. Because you can stink all season long. If you can hit in the playoffs, October and all that, yeah, that's what counts in New York.
And just to get off the topic for 1 second, you take a look at Eli.
Yeah,
Eli
good point.
Was really a decent quarterback during the regular season, but when it came time for the playoffs in the Super Bowl, he shined.
Yeah.
And that's what the Giant fans, that's what they remember. Did you perform when the lights were on?
Yeah.
Yep, that's New York.
Guys, the WNBA. Congratulations to Aces High winning the WNBA championship. Terry, what do you think about that?
Well, first off, congratulations to Coach Becky Hammond, Chelsea Gray, who won the Finals MVP. By the way, she also averaged 18 points, shot 58% from the field and 45% from the three. I like I said last week, I was rooting for Connecticut, hometown team, but I felt the Aces, they had a better team, and it showed in game 4. They came out, they got on top early. Connecticut clawed their way back, but the Aces pulled it out, and well deserved. Again, this is a team that lost their center, which everyone thought was going to be a superstar, and Liz Cambridge to free agency this past year. So congratulations to them. I thought they played well throughout the whole playoffs. They were well coached by Becky Hammond. So a Greg Popovich disciple. So, good for them. Happy for them. I feel like they deserved it. Let's see if they can do it again next year.
Brian.
Yep, and that was like bittersweet because I was rooting for Connecticut too, just because of their hometown. But both teams deserved to be there. I thought the better team won. As also what Terry was just saying as well, I got to give Becky Hammond her credit for winning her first championship. Once again, as he said, from that pop tree. And looking at that, the coaching tree, just looking at that, if you look at Pop, and he brought Becky with that coach from Celtics, not off the court issues, but on the court, what he did. And if you just look at that tree of coaching alone, and then you look at the tree of like a D'Antoni, where you got Steve Nash or something. But I'm kind of getting off subject there, but it was just about the coaching and what Becky Hammond did. But once again, I got to give them credit for what they did. They played well. I thought they were the better team. And that WNBA, man, it is just, there's a lot of talent out there, a lot of good teams.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I didn't even mention Kelsey Plum.
Yeah. Yeah.
She had 15 points.
So, but yeah, I'm definitely excited.
And it's beautiful to see that the WNBA is growing.
Yeah. I wish Weston would have left the college. I was looking for her to leave from Connecticut. What's her name?
Oh, Paige Beckers.
Paige Beckers. But like she's going to play another year. Because I really want to see her on the stage, man.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that. And once again, congratulations to Aces High winning the WNBA championship. Guys, week 2 in the NFL was not good for the Steelers at all. Sitting there watching this game, saying to myself, you got to be kidding me. It was the curse of looking at the Patriots without Brady winning once again with the evil empire of Bill Belichick. But for Terry, there was a sadness and a happiness. As Garoppolo, who everybody was like, why are we still keeping this guy on the roster? Well, what do you know? He wins the game.
Yeah.
27-7. Yeah. T, tell me about it.
Well, first off, it was bittersweet. It was sad, and sadness and joy, or joy and pain at the same time. But yeah, feel for Trey Lance. That was sad to see. Right away when I saw it, I said, that's not just an ankle injury. It's broken, because just the way his foot was sitting when he was on the ground, I said, oh, it's broken. But yeah, Garoppolo came in. I wasn't surprised. I'm pretty sure that they opened up the offense a little bit more, as much as Shanahan can open up the offense for Jimmy Garoppolo. Looked good. Looked like he didn't lose a beat. And, one thing I will say is sometimes I guess the good part is, right, we were all questioning what they were doing. And now the 49ers as an organization, they look real smart. But his teammates rallied around him. It looks like everyone's going to be on board for him being a starting quarterback. You don't have a quarterback controversy. I'm not sure when Trey Lance will be able to get back on the field. On a positive note, he gets another year. Look over film, watch live gameplay, and be under the tutelage of Jimmy G and Coach Shanahan. So I'm gonna call it a win-win for us. But everyone's saying, well, how far can Jimmy G lead us into the season? And for me, that's not the question. The question is, can Jimmy G help us win a Super Bowl at the end of the day? Because we know he can get us to the playoffs, he can get us to the NFC Championship, and he can get us to a Super Bowl. But can you win it? And the one thing that I'll say about that game on Sunday that bothered me a little bit, I felt that we had opportunities to put them away, and I felt like we didn't do it. I know we won 27-7, but it was 20-7 for a long time, and I felt like, okay, let's get 2 touchdowns, let's put this out of reach. And that's, for me, that's the big question. We know our defense is ready, but can our offense put points up on the board to give the defense rest and, win some games decisively? And, so, I wish we had like I don't know, Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, but it's not the case. So I'm going to roll with it, and let's see. Come on, Jimmy, take us home.
Brian.
Yeah. Are we talking about just this game in particular? That's what the game we talking about?
Yeah.
Well, looking at it that way, I guess it was a gift and a curse. But I think in the long run, the Niners gonna have some issues. Because Jimmy starts winning, and then what do? Do you let him walk out the door the following year? That's one issue. Second issue is Trey Lance will be coming up. This will be like his 3rd year, right? Next year will be his 3rd year. He's really only played a handful of games. So you really don't even have enough on him to know if that's going to be your guy, I guess. Well, it's going to be, because you gave up everything for him, but you really don't have much to go off of. So with that, that's a whole nother issue. I think Jimmy's gonna. We know he's gonna do well. He'll get them to the dance at least. The defense is ready to win, so it's all about just don't turn the ball over. Let the offense just be manageable and put up enough points, and don't give the game away. And I think their defense will get them there every day of the week. So for me, I think they just got down the road. They're going to have issues that they're going to have to answer. Make some big answers still.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is good for the 49ers, and this is going to be bad for the 49ers, because you had a starting quarterback on the bench, and not every team has a number 1 on the bench. And so Garoppolo has an opportunity to take the 49ers to the playoffs, at least get them in the show.
It's not good enough.
Well, I'm just saying to the show, I'm not going to say, yes, you want them to get you to the Super Bowl, but you know what? You got to get to the dance to show that you can perform. Mm-hmm. And he can get them to the dance. Where that I didn't feel Trey Lance had a chance to get you guys to the playoffs. Maybe a good pick in the first round. That was about it this year. But I think what the 49ers as an organization did, they hurt themselves because Garoppolo walks at the end of the season. Mm-hmm. There's no ties.
Yeah.
There's no putting the franchise clamps on him.
Yep.
He walks. And now you're looking at Trey Lance. I don't see him getting his starting job back. If Garoppolo goes out there and wins the next 4 games or 4 out of 5.
No.
Well, he's going to have to win more than that because he's playing the whole season. So.
No, I'm saying 4 out of 5. Yeah. I don't know when I don't know when Trey Lance is going to be able to come back.
Oh, he's done for the year, right?
I'm assuming he is.
Yeah, I thought he's done for the season.
If he's done for the year,
yep,
and Garoppolo gets him to the playoffs, the Niners are in trouble.
Yeah.
Because this kid will have lost a full year of being a starting quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And that means Garoppolo walks off to either to Washington. Tampa Bay is standing right there waiting for him. Because I do believe this is going to be Brady's last year. And so the Niners are going to be in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, either way you look at it, right, you're going to have to take your lumps. You take your lumps now, you take them later. You don't know what you got to play the kid. They just gave, in my opinion, they gave up too much to not have him play. Now Jimmy G wins a Super Bowl with the Niners and he walks, which I think he will walk. And if he doesn't walk, he's going to get up. I know he'll demand a whole bunch of money. But you're going to have to find out what you have, Mm-hmm. I mean, ideally, it sounds bad, but ideally I would want the Niners to win a Super Bowl with Jimmy G. If he decides to walk, he walks. And just, we got our 1 Super Bowl ring, and Trey, come in, grow under the system, and see how good you are.
Yeah, that would be your best bet. And then put the sprinkles on the ice cream, I should say, is that first game of the season, you couldn't even get to evaluate Trey Lance because of the weather and the inclements. So you really got to see nothing, no growth. From preseason, anything, you just really got nothing. So it was that's a whole year just down the drain, man.
Now, did you guys, Cardinals and the Raiders, the Cardinals win the game 29-23. I was cracking up how the game ended. But Kyler Murray threw the football to go into overtime, and it was just like a missile that took off. Terry, what did you think of that game?
It was a tough loss for the Raiders, in my opinion. They're 0-2 right now. Mm-hmm. I didn't think they'd be 0-2 at this point in the season with the talent that they have on offense and defense. It was a crazy game, though. It just, you got 2 young quarterbacks going at it, putting points on the board. But this is the up-and-coming talent at quarterback that we have in the league. It was a great game, but, if you're a Cardinals fan, I'm sure you're happy. If you're a Raiders fan, I'm sure you're down right now, but I enjoyed it. It was just a crazy ending, like you said. Didn't expect it.
Brian.
Yeah, a very wild ending. It was almost John Madden type game type ending. Him just scrambling around, and you just see the defensive line. They just was like, "Oh man, I'm gassed, man." They just was like, "It's like I'm done," and he just ran right in the end zone. It was like, "Oh, I don't even know. Did they just rush 3 or something, or I don't even know." But they
I
just
don't
totally
know.
gave up, man. They was gassed, man. But
They were they were truly gassed.
Yeah, it was a
yeah, I
wild
didn't see
game.
the Raiders gonna be 0-2, but they had a couple of tough losses. But I think they'll bounce back. Chargers, not Chargers, Cardinals. Not gonna win too many games like that. So I think it's still, to me, questions. I still have some questions on the offensive end a little bit.
I thought it was awesome to see Kyler Murray get the touchdown so they can go into overtime. But my mouth dropped how the DB hit the guy. He hit the Raider. He fumbled the football, and all of a sudden the corner comes running, grabs the football on the fly with one hand,
Oh, it was crazy.
and just takes off.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Oh no!" And Raider Nation, their mouths are like, "Are you serious? Is this real?"
Yeah.
And it almost took close to about 10 minutes before to say, "Yeah, this is over."
Yeah.
It was really like the officials really didn't want to step in and say, "Yeah, this game's over." They just let it go on and on. They had a nice little conversation. And finally somebody said, "Well, you know what? Yeah, let's just walk off the field," and everybody would just know that the Cardinals won this game.
Yeah.
It was a
tough loss for the Raiders.
Yes, it was tough.
But the game that surprised me, that I thought there would be a little bit of a fight, had to be the Monday Night Football game between Buffalo and the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
That was a game that turned into, well, might as well go to bed and get ready for work in the morning. Because it was just sad. Terry.
Yeah, at one point it looked like you said, Tennessee was going to make a game of it, but it just didn't happen. But again, I'll tell you this, I've been saying it, I'll say it again this week. There's no team hungrier right now in the NFL than the Buffalo Bills. And you got to give them credit, and not just the offense, but the defense. They're playing good football right now, and they're hungry. That loss last year to Kansas City, it stung. And so they're using that as motivation, I feel. And they're going to come out every game and compete. I'm not saying they're going to win every game, but they're going to play hard. You're going to get 110% out of the whole team. And, they got a good shot at winning the AFC this year, in my opinion.
Brian.
Well, I want to see how they do against a couple of the better teams, or a prolific offensive team that can match them. To me, as Aaron said, I thought Tennessee will give them more of a better game than that. I thought they was just going to pound them, but it looked like Buffalo was ready for that, and they just couldn't do anything. And I was wondering who was covering Diggs. They seemed like every time I look, they was throwing to him. He had like 12 receptions for 148. I think he had 3 touchdowns. And Josh had 4, so he threw all of them to Diggs. I was like, man, who's covering this guy? So I was just shocked by the Tennessee lack of punch. They may be, their window of opportunity may have passed. That's what this could be looking like for them. But we'll see. I think Malik got a little bit of run in that game. Be interesting to see if a couple more games like this and see if they put the young kid in there and see what they got.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I thought the Titans sucked. Flat out. I think Tannehill days are just about numbered. That style of football is good when you can run. And if you have to rely on Tannehill, you're in trouble. And I think everybody's like, you know what? We don't think the Tennessee Titans wide receivers are that good. We're going to play a little bit more closer to the line and stop the big man. Mm-hmm. And that's what's happening.
Do they miss AJ Brown?
Big time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They wish they can have him over for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I don't know what they thought.
Mike Evans down in Tampa Bay got suspended for one game for standing up for his quarterback. Terry, do you think he deserved a one-game suspension?
Yeah, I like it though. I like the fight. I like him standing up for his quarterback. But he's been in the league for a while. He knows better. And then you also got to look at the history between these two teams. This is not the first time that this has happened. I'm sure that was taken into consideration too. Plus the fact that he came off the sidelines to do it. I like it, but you got to know that there's going to be, you're a veteran in the league. You got to know there's going to be some consequences. Again, they don't always, you know how it goes. They don't always catch the first guy. It's always the second guy. So, yeah, I have to agree with it. It was, I think he even knew it was going to happen. So I don't have a problem with it.
Brian.
I have a problem with it. The reason why is it was Brady who said something to the player about a play that had nothing to do with Brady that started the whole situation. So to me, the suspension definitely was warranted. But why is it that Brady can say something, but nobody can say nothing back to him? We don't even know what he said. So
that's been in this situation before.
Yeah, we had that in the Super Bowl. But yeah, so I get it. He backed his quarterback. Well, I thought that would have been something like if somebody hit his quarterback or something like that. But like I said, the play had nothing to do with Brady at all. And he said something to him that lit the fire. So to me, there you go. But when you're the GOAT, you get to do those things. You get to say those things. Yep.
I thought he should have just been fined. Because he just pushed the guy down and he grabbed him. I could see if he threw a punch,
but he had his back turned.
Yeah, and they've got it. The Bucks and the Saints got a history, man.
Yeah,
it's not the first time something like this has happened.
But that's good for football. Yeah. If they were tennis players, that would be appalling. But they're football players. Fans want to see, see that passion of the guys are ready to fight. But I thought, I thought if he had threw a punch, but I guess it's the idea that he just grabbed the guy and just drove him into the ground, and Roger Goodell said, nope, you can miss one game.
What would any of that have happened if Brady had not said anything? That whole situation probably would have never happened.
But sometimes you need a spark if your team is playing flat. And for the Saints for the last 2 years have been playing for the last 2 years. They've been playing Tampa Bay tough.
Yeah. And Brady was frustrated. Let's not forget. You could say that you would want to say that he dropped that tablet out of his hand, but the replay will tell you that he threw that tablet on the ground and broke that tablet. So he was frustrated.
Yeah. Well, he's only got himself to be frustrated with, because where was he at in training camp? You just want to show up at the end and say, okay, guys, I'm here. And I'd be like, wait a minute, I've been out here busting my butt in this hot sun, and you were where? Home? AC? Maybe arguing with your wife? Nah, forget that.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
But guys, we got to talk about the Cincinnati Bengals and the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys winning the game 20-17 with Cooper Rush. I told Malcolm while he was smoking a cigar Saturday, I said, if you guys lose, don't be surprised if Big Ben signed Monday. He took a hit of the cigar and said, that ain't never happening, bro. And then went back into a daze smoking a cigar. But guys, how many more hits can Joe Burrow take before he's shell shot? Terry.
Oh man. You know how the saying goes, man. Any given Sunday. Okay, he's one hit away from being out for the season or career-ending injury, man. It's a shame. I don't like it because he's such a talent, and I thought that's something that the Bengals would have addressed this offseason. But right now it's looking like they didn't. I don't know, man. Just protect the kid. That's what I want. I don't want to see him get hurt. Somebody that talent, again, one of the other up and coming quarterbacks in the league, man. They got to do something. I don't know. Go to 3 tight end sets, whatever you have to do.
Is a potential top 5 fantasy tight end for me in week 3, and it's because of his heavy usage as well as how favorable his matchup against the Arizona Cardinals. And maybe some of this just has to do with how precariously thin this tight end position has become. I really like the player. I really like the matchup.
I'm
sure you could say the Cardinals get beat up by Travis Kelce and Darren Waller, and maybe hit
what they do with
equal in terms
Joe
of
Burrow.
talent. But
they're going to have to get an offensive line for this young man if he's going to be their future. If not, they're going to be in serious, serious trouble.
Yeah.
Because you can't continue to let the quarterback get hit. Not even hit, sacked 5 times out of the game, in a game. Because eventually somebody's going to hit him. They may get a head injury or a knee injury. All because you did not address that offensive line. And that offensive line was for everybody to see in the Super Bowl. But that's Cincinnati for you. And I got to give kudos to the Dallas Cowboys for showing up and winning the football game on Sunday with Cooper Rush. I didn't think they had a prayer's chance to win the game with Cooper Rush, but Cooper Rush is 2-0 as a starter, and he's going to get another opportunity to play again. So kudos to Cooper Rush.
Yeah. And Arson just showed what an incredible talent he is, too, man. He was a one-man wrecking show out there.
Man. He's tough.
Yeah. They couldn't do anything with him.
Now the game that I hate to bring up, that I've got to bring up. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Though Brady wasn't there, Bill Belichick was there. And Pittsburgh was there with that same old Matt Canada offense that I'm just going to let Terry start talking because I'm going to get a headache.
Well, I don't know. I saw a little bit of the game, and then I saw some highlights, and I don't know if it's your offensive coordinator. Trubisky missed some throws, man. Let's talk about that. He missed some throws. I saw him checking down to the running back a few times where he had people open. So I'm not too sure if it's on the offensive coordinator, but you guys would know better than me. Again, Bill Belichick, you know his reputation. You knew he was going to play you guys tough. You knew that. Just didn't pull it out. But again, I'm looking at your quarterback. It might be time to bring in Pickett. My opinion.
Oh, Pickett. I did hear the fans chanting his name.
Yeah,
Brian.
And they was definitely chanting his name, but I don't like the offensive scheme. I don't like some of the formations in certain yardage areas. For some reason, when he know we are not that good at running, when we get inside the red zone or inside the 10 or even in the 5, he wants to go big. I'm like, yeah, the line stinks. Spread them out and let you have some space to run. He's bunching everything together. But it was a game we didn't deserve to win it. So if we lost it, I'm not incredibly upset because I didn't think we deserved to win it. We didn't do enough to win it. But this game coming up, that's actually probably started, is probably gonna give us a good look of what is to be said, because you're starting to hear your wide receivers are starting to riff. Everybody is starting to riff. You're hearing Tomlin talking a little bit about it. He's not naming what, but he's talking about it. Lets me know that he know eyes are on him. So I think this game will be a good indication of things to come. I did like what Pickett showed in the preseason game. As I told Aaron, it wasn't about his play. It was about his pre-snap reads. He knew where to go with the ball beforehand, and having that with accuracy to give the wide receivers a chance to run with the ball. So, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sick of this offensive coordinator, and I didn't think he was. I think he reminds me of an offensive coordinator that's stubborn. This is my offensive scheme. Here's the playbook, and you're going to go exactly by the book. Mitch Trubisky also brought up after the loss that he can't change the plays. I mean, come on. You're not going to let the man change the plays?
Yeah, that's something a rookie would get something like that.
You know, you can't do that. And that was, and you know, there was something that I said to you guys about Big Ben. Big Ben ran that sorry offense, and then when it came late in the game, he just said, screw it, and started calling his own plays and stretching the football down the field. And Pittsburgh had a chance, and Pittsburgh was in the games to win. And he got them in the playoffs. If they keep going through this, Pittsburgh's defense is good, but your defense will be nothing at the end of the season for the simple fact they will have been on the field too long.
Yep. You're right about that.
Simple as that.
Yep.
But guys, now we're going into NFL week 3. And one of the games that I'm interested in is the Jaguars and Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be a very interesting game.
The Jaguars and Chargers. Why do you think that's going to be interesting?
The Jaguars is big, physical, and fast. The Chargers got an awesome quarterback, and they have a dumb head coach. The Chargers head coach will call fourth down on fourth down instead of kicking it. He will go for it. And sometimes you just have to say, no, let's kick. So he can put the Jaguars in the game just by making a dumb call.
Mm-hmm.
So I look for this to be a very good and exciting game. Terry, what do you say?
I agree with you. I think it's going to be a good, exciting game. I think that Doug Peterson will try and slow the Chargers down. Maybe try to manage the clock a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Jaguars though, man. They got a nice little team, young team. I think the Chargers are a good team. They just, along with the head coach, I feel like they need another year to kind of find themselves and not make some of the mistakes that they do in games, like an interception here sometimes. I just feel like they're right on the cusp of being one of those top teams in the AFC, but they might need like another year or so to grow, where, you can, going into Sunday, you can look at their matchup and say, they're going to win this game. I do think they're going to win this game this week, but like you said, the coach could blow it for him. And again, I think Jacksonville is going to try to keep the ball away from them as much as possible. So, but I got the Chargers winning.
Brian.
I have the Chargers winning this. I don't think it's going to be much of a game. Really don't know the status of the quarterback. I'm assuming he's going to be playing. I didn't even think about that, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing. But I don't think Jacksonville's ready for that team. I know you said Jacksonville's big and physical, and Chargers is pretty much the same. Offensively, their wide receivers are all tall. Tight ends are tall. Mm-hmm. And then going the fact that their D-line, I just see them putting pressure on the quarterback for Jacksonville all game. So I'm taking the Chargers on that game. I think they'll win that.
My mind says the Chargers, but I'm going to go with Jacksonville.
Give a vote, Roy, gambler.
Yep. Oh. It's not my money.
Yeah. They got snake eyes.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with Jacksonville. I think the Chargers are not going to take them serious. And I got Jacksonville beating the Chargers. Ravens versus the Patriots. Bum, ba, bum, 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 ba, bum. Terry.
I'm going with the Ravens in this one. Mm-hmm. Lamar Jackson is just playing out of this world. Please get your money for something happens. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But pay the man, Baltimore. Pay him. But I just think right now Baltimore is a better team than New England. New England, again, much like the Chargers. I feel like they need like another year or two to kind of get themselves together to where they're a well-oiled machine. But we'll see. But I got Baltimore.
Brian.
This is going to be a chess match right here. What I'm really looking at, because I'm taking the Ravens. But what I want to see is normally Belichick normally takes away everything that you can do well. So I see them spying them, keeping them in the pocket, making them throw the ball. You know, don't even rush hard. Just keep your containment, keep him in that pocket and see what he does. That's the way I vision New England coming at it. But flipping that from another direction, if Lamar keeps playing like this, question for you guys, I would say, would you say Lamar is the most dangerous quarterback in the league?
Regular season.
Yeah, well,
yes.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
He showed last Sunday why he deserves to be paid, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But here's a kicker. A running quarterback like that, like Lamar wants to play, is not smart. You can't not continue to go up against a linebacker or a defensive lineman and get up and say, yeah, I'm fine. You're fine now. But the wear and tear on your body is going to take a beating.
Mm-hmm.
The owner knows it. The head coaches know it. The players know it. Lamar knows it, but Lamar's got to play smart. Slide.
Yeah.
Be humble and slide. Play for another down.
Yeah.
But if you want to continue to say, come on, bring it. Well, guess what? You're going to bring it all right. You're going to bring it right to the locker room and they're going to do x-rays or do an MRI. Don't be the
tough guy,
the macho Camacho man. Just go ahead and slide.
Yeah, they give you
I got the Ravens winning the game.
Give you an extra 2 years on your career. Just slide.
Yep. And here we go. Talking about a man that knows how to slide and pick up another over $100 million. Russell Wilson versus the 49ers. Terry. You're going up to Mile High.
You already know my answer. San Fran.
Denver?
All the way. I know Russell Wilson always plays us tough, but right now the team as a whole, they're not looking that impressive. Mm-hmm. Fans are booing them. I expect us to go in and steal this one. I won't give a score, but we're gonna win it. We'll go up. We'll be 2-1.
Nice.
2-1.
Come on, man. Just say it. San Fran.
I'm going to go with San Fran, man. Yeah. I'm going to go with San Fran. Something about Denver, I don't know. It seemed like something's just missing to me. Like they're not all clicking on one cylinder.
Chemistry.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I'm gonna take the Niners.
I'm going to Rocky Mountain High. I'm going with the Broncos.
It's always one in the crowd.
Yeah,
that's me,
always.
Baby. A rebel without a cause.
Yep. TNT.
Guys, what I think might be another interesting game: Bills versus the Dolphins. Terry.
Yeah, that's one I was looking at that on the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna go Buffalo. like I said, they're on a mission. So this is a game on the schedule. I'm sure Buffalo looked at and said, "Hey, we got to prove ourselves. Let's go out there and do it." So I'm going Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. Brian.
I'm going to take Miami because I don't think Buffalo has met a good offensive challenge yet, a team that can offensively stretch that defense. And that's why I'm going to take the Dolphins. Yeah.
All righty. Terry, Steelers and the Browns. Who do you have?
I'm going Cleveland because it's at Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Your offense right now is not clicking on all cylinders. Again, like I said before, I saw a couple passes that Trubisky missed, and where he checked down to the running back, and I'm like, you had this guy wide open. But Cleveland coming off a heartbreak of a loss last week, they're at home. I think they're going to be motivated, and they'll win this one.
Saints and Panthers, Brian.
Saints and Panthers. You know what? Let's go with the Saints gonna come marching in. Let's go with that. It's Sunday. Go with that.
Okay. Texans and Bears, Terry.
Bears. I'm gonna go Bears. I'll go Bears.
Mm-hmm. Brian, Chiefs and Colts.
Chiefs. Yep. Maddie melting ice.
Lions and Vikings, Terry.
You know what? Give me the Lions in this one.
And going with that, just to say, Emerson did pick them as a sleeper team, the Lions, which we laughed
Playing
at.
Some good ball.
I laughed at him. I was like, get the hell out of here. Somebody turned his mic off.
Bengals and Jets, Brian.
I gotta go with the Bengals. I think they got to get their head together. Jets have been playing good, but I ain't got no faith in Flacco.
Raiders and Titans, Terry.
Give me the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Raiders.
Yeah.
Eagles and Commanders, Brian.
Eagles. Flying high.
Yeah, good.
Terry, Rams and Cardinals.
I'll go Cardinals. They're at home.
Ooh. Falcons and Seahawks, Brian.
Falcons and Seahawks. Do I really have to pick somebody, huh?
Unfortunately.
Falcons.
Two birds.
Give me the Falcons, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Packers and Buccaneers, Terry.
I'm gonna go Tampa. I'll go Tampa on this one. They're at home.
Okay. Cowboys and Giants, Brian. Monday night game.
Give me Cowboys. I wasn't gonna go with the Giants, but no. All I'm thinking is Parson. He's gonna be all in the kitchen, just all up in the kitchen.
Terry, Cowboys and Giants.
I'm gonna go Giants. They're playing good ball right now. They're at home. Crowd is gonna be into it. I think they'll get a little bit of more motivation with the crowd. So give me the Giants.
I have my fingers crossed, and I'm going with the Giants, but something is telling me that it's just going to be the Cowboys. But I'm holding on. Go Giants, because I just want to throw mud at Malcolm and Emerson. I don't want to hear nothing from those guys. Really, I don't.
Shut them up.
Just shut them up. Just shut up.
Quiet.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
Guys, those are our picks for this Sunday and Monday night games in the NFL.
Yeah.
Terry, tell them about that subscribe button, please.
Once again, we want to thank everybody for watching in or listening in. Again, if you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments. And again, hit that subscribe button. Just hit it. Tap it.
Beastie Boys, hit
it. But thank you, everybody, and have a good night.
Thank you, everybody, and for tuning in to Exo Sports Show, episode 67. Good night until next week.
Good night, everybody.